noma bangasilaphi itakumelela baranza bangaranza umuntu lofika ekhaya atotshontsha ufike anikethe indawo kuqala before atshontshe. As we all Democrats, we have our own political views and we all have the freedom of speech to say what we want. So I lost my friend last month, Tando. Me and Tando used to go to London and since lost his year since 17. So around 5 or 6 years since 17, the Siabo London and we used to see how we raise our kids through her kids. So that's when it hit me that my friend has died and I was anything about himself. My experiences are in life about Impilo and my social media. And then I thought maybe I should make a video telling my own kids about myself so they can learn through me and they can judge me and see through me what I cannot find in myself. Each of us live dependent and bound by our individual knowledge and awareness, and that's what we call reality. However, knowledge and awareness are critical. Each one fantasy could be another's illusion. We all live inside our own fantasies. So what I'm trying to say, in 1994 we said we are fighting for freedom and we are fighting with whites. Our history is written like that, and we're fighting with whites. How can we fight with whites? Because there is whites all over the world and not all whites are bad. And you need to keep in mind that when I say white, I mean pinky people because they are pink and they are not white. So we cannot say we are fighting with all whites. I don't think that it makes sense because I don't think we even win if we were to fight with all of the whites. But anyway, no one is perfect and I'm not perfect. The tribal chief is not perfect. The gypsy devil, Mr. Jones, is not perfect. The woman with the emotive goddess voice that carries the weight of the earth is not perfect. Mr. Moral Kamfu Kemi is not perfect. The person that kills 4 people with a pencil is not perfect. Messiah Blank is not perfect. If they were to confess to him today, we'd see that all of them, they are not perfect. If they were to give us our testimonies, we'd see that they also made mistakes in their life. I'm a descent man who has went through the millstones of life, who has went through trials and errors of life. I had no father figure that guided me the road or that tried to show me the way. I am uncertain of what I know, whether it's enough for me to pass to my child. I've made choices that had led me to this fatherhood that I am. I have no lifeguard and I'm scared for my children to start life when they are blind, because when you're blind, you're experimenting anything, which is not good. We don't choose our community, we don't choose our parents, we don't choose our education, we don't choose the color of our skin. It's sad when we have to be judged by our color of our skin, where we don't even choose that. We start talking about who is God. Who is God? Is he alive? Is he living? But the reason I had to go as far as to ask about God is because I feel like we are deviating for what is normal. We don't know what's normal. Just because everyone is doing something, that doesn't mean it's normal. So I feel like we don't know, because what's normal is that we tell our and then so ulale and then that's what normal. That's what everyone knows. That's what everyone is doing. But there's other people that are doing something that's normal, like going to club, living the life. Is that normal? Does that look normal? So God is the creator of everything. As for my children, me and mom, I'm your creator. We created you. So that means if there's a creator for everything, then and we created you, then God is alive, and we all do that God. So then what does God want from us if we were to talk? What we all need to know is that we need to do good to others, and if you do good to others, that's when God will give you the skill, and the skill is the one that will make you a good person, because that's the only thing that will give you money. But that's what other people believe. Other people believe that it's only great power that holds people intact, like having a lot of money, living a fancy life. But that's not what I found. I found that it's the small things, every deeds of ordinary folk that keeps the darkness at its bay. Simple acts of kindness and love. Perhaps maybe it's because I'm afraid. So let's not be afraid. Let us try to do more good than bad. As we're talking, let's talk about the difference, because there's a difference that I want my children to know. I want my children to know the difference between the Dutch Afrikaners and the Britain people, the black people, the difference in all the black people. And ask yourself that if we Lobola, we will go to Lobola, and we will go outside to Mangapandle and then see Memes Magama and all the stuff. What if you're multi-calibrating and we have a car? So those people are not supposed to be Lobola because uzofika nemoto yakho njalo efletini. So my child needs to also know the difference in religion, the difference between Christian and Muslim and so ever, and also know the difference in our traditional herbs and medicine, difference in brown people, Pakistan, Indians, and all of them. And it also needs to know the difference in colors and all of those people, because if you can know the difference in them, you'll be able to see who is a clever person and who is a smart person, because they all have a different personalities and all have different cultures. Let's talk about clever people first before we can talk about smart people. They are hard to identify, they easily morph themselves to whatever suits them. They are best people to be around, and they don't form relationships for the sake of it. But every move they make is calculated, and they are always on the mission. They can be fire and ice, and they know how to possess the art of persuasion. So, my child, you need to be able to read between the lines. The first European are the first people that are clever, because they came with monuments, and they came with their English monuments, and we are slowly adapting to their language. Queen Bee is also a clever person, because in the entertainment industries, he's seen as a very independent woman, and he is seen with different men. But if youngsters will see the way he lives in TV, in entertainment industries, they will start to like her, where he's just living a fake personality, and in his real life, when the camera is closed, he's a loyal person. Let's talk about clever people. California, like relatives, those ones, they won't take anything from you. It's better if people they are taking things from you than they make you work like a battery your whole life, and then when you're 20s you won't see that because you'll be busy and busy with alcohol and drugs, and when you're 50 the Daniel will come home, and then that's when the Daniel will start fighting for the and that's when you notice, and that's when you're starting to fight for land, and that's when you start to be interested about your life. By the time you are 20, you were busy in your own life. Some will say it's a good thing, and some will say it's a bad thing, but all in all, we don't know what we don't know. So smart people, they improve technology, they are more knowledgeable, they have power over everything, and their benefit is to help everyone. They start from new people, they build and they don't tear, they choose the over benefit for everyone. An example of a smart person is a bald-headed misogynist who is right when he's talking about men. Let's talk about Greek. If you want to know, my child, you need to know that when you go to school, you will study everything in Greek, and you need to interpret it from Greek to English, and from English to isiZulu or isiSwazi. So Greek are the one that came with this competition, because if you can talk about the history of Greek, the Cronus killed his father for power, Zeus killed his father Cronus for power, our girls are throwing children, or they are killing children, where in the Greek culture, Hephaestus, son of Zeus, was thrown in the sea by his mother. So that means the past is not the past. We're still living the same thing, we're still doing the same things that we say we are not doing. Let's talk about the history of Africa. Africa started from Egypt. Yes, you know that Egypt is where pharaohs are coming from. All the pharaohs and kings are coming from Egypt. And the first fossil that was made was Lucy, who was found in Ethiopia. And Asians have the same nose as us. And we, amongst ourselves, we have people with blue eyes, people with curly hair. We are a mix of everything alive. So the pharaohs, they lost it because they were showing cruelty like Ares from the Greek. They were cruelty and they had angers, and they lost their power. Where their power was changed, where Shaka Zulu was the one who took over, because he was the one that was able to see the European when they come around us. So my child, you need to understand, that's why when we pray in primary school or in home, we say Baba with Zulu. Our national anthem, it says Kosi Sigelela. We are starting with Zulu. Why are we starting with Zulu? It's because Shaka Zulu changed everything. He owns this king's land, and he owned all of African people. Congolese, they are Venda people. So Shaka Zulu made King's land, South Africa a King's land, and united all of African people to come here and live together. So that's why I don't think Shaka Zulu was a vicious man. I think he was a poetic man, because I know that he went to Durban and he said, Amanzam Toti, meaning the water is salty and nice. And then when he died, He said, hey brother, you're killing me. You will never own this land, but the swallows will own this land. Meaning that he's not scared, or he's not sad. He doesn't see his pain. We are born on the moon, but he doesn't care about himself dying. But he only cares about only the land, the people who live in that world. And I know that most countries that they fight, they usually start with their neighbors. Why did Chazo leave Swaziland? I'm just asking myself. And who is the rightful king of Swaziland? Because the rightful king of Swaziland should be Mswati. Who is the rightful king of Swaziland? I'm always asking myself. But let's talk about clever people. As we're talking about clever people, the director of King Shaka Zulu's movie, the one that people know and the one that we're always watching, he's a clever person. Because the reason I say he's a clever person is that in 1986, the Pinky people have everything. They had power, they had freedom was not there, so they were happy, they were nice. So why did they make the movie to be so an action movie? Why didn't they try to make us live in harmony? Why did they try to make us all live happy? Make us all live happy and make us love each other like we are one, like we are all supporting Maboko. Why didn't they make it like that? But instead they put something on TV where we are killing each other and they say this is our history. The reason I'm saying this thing is that I know that our history is not written down. As the person that's talking about the spirit of knowledge and understanding, the same person that was a bishop and left being a bishop and come to start a new organization, the same person that's talking about African roots, that person says our history is not written down. Our eyes, we are able to dig our history, we are able to dig what really happened. So it's sad because even our parents, they don't know, when we ask our parents things, they don't know how to answer us. We ask them a lot of things, but they don't know how to answer us. But not all Pinky people are bad. We have smart Pinky people like Leon Schuster. Some call him Mr. Bones. I've seen most of his movies. He's a good person because he's always making us laugh and he's happy around us. And most of his movies, they are always making us be united. So I failed being a father as myself, and I want all my children to know that I failed being a father because there's one thing that I could not find, and there's one thing that I could not find, which is violence. When it comes to violence, when it comes to violence and leadership, that's when we lose. We're always talking about be good, be polite, do isn't the right, but when it comes to power or leadership, we lose it all. When it comes to power, it could be in church, in taxi rank, in school, anywhere. When it comes to with power, we choose violence. We act like animals. Because when you want power, you start hitting, or you start fighting or killing that person so that you can get power. That thing is okay, but it's bad for the children, because the children now, if you have the children and you've already exerted your power towards that leadership that you've got, your child now, when you want something from your wife and your wife doesn't give you that thing, the only thing that you choose is violence, because you know that that violence that you're using did help you to gain power or to gain the money that you have. And the children now, they need to choose whether they are in your mother's side or they are in the father's side. If they are in the father's side, they will be bossy, they will demand respect, and they will have anger issues. But if the children are on the mother's side, they will be down to earth, they will be scared of anything, and they will be show a low self-esteem, and they will be easily abused or easily used in life. So the only people that will save or help those children are the teachers. But we buy the job. What if the teacher said buy the job? Because when you want a job here, you just go where you want to go and then you pay and then you get the job. But that's something we do. And this violence did not start with us. If we can talk about the Greek methodology, where Athens, creator of maths, was jealous and struck a Ragnar, who was the music. So like from the Greek valley, this war was there, and we are also doing it. We need to start, and this jealous in primary school. If you can go to primary school, when you study math and everything, there's competition. You want to be on top. That's why I had to talk about the Greek mythology, because I know that most of the Greek mythology, those are the smartest people around. So if you were to talk about at school, you are always in a competition. I can imagine myself when I failed and I see my brother laughing at me that I failed. I will have anger issues towards my brother, and that's when the cycle of hatred starts. And also our parents, my child, you need to know all of these things that I'm telling you. Also our parents are involved in that, because you see our parents claiming that, look, showing a certificate that ingane yami indlula zonke ingane. It's fine, vele ingane yakho indlula zonke ingane, but what about lezinye ingane ezingaphasi since leyakhe yaphasi? Lezinye ingane ezingaphasi angazidevelopa i-hate, and leyo hate izokhula, and the past is not the past. Cadmus, brother of Europa, as we're talking about the Greek mythology, Cadmus, brother of Europa, was the one that was looking for land. He went all over the world looking for land, which is fine. I don't have a problem when people are looking for land. But the problem is that these people, they came here looking for land with diseases, with PTSD, which is sifo sengqondo lesiyenza ukuthi ungaphathi bantu kahle. If you know technology, my child, you need to know that technology has 5 steps. Which the first one is investigation. They came to us and then they started investigating us, where they are filming us, and then they notice something about us that they like, which is the minerals, which is gold, same as gold, and coal, and more. And then the second step, which is design. They design how will they take the minerals without fighting with us, without causing conflict. And then the third step is that they made us to focus on TV, focus on things that, focus on gambling, focus on all of these things, focus on drugs, focus on shooting sasuba, focus on all of those things. And then they evaluated us. I know most of you think they cannot reach us. Well, they can reach us on Google Chrome, iCloud. That's when you save your things. They can get through inside that. If you know CNBS, you know that we have a reality show where there's detective and police, and detective and police, they are able to get inside Chrome and everything. So all the naked pictures that are in Google, they can reach them if they want. And the fourth step, which is communication, that's when they came and they communicated us. And that's when they went wrong, because they underestimated us, where they made the price of land become more expensive. It was supposed to be expensive, but they made it to be cheap. They made our land to be cheap, and they noticed, because they gave our forefathers a chair for a land, a mirror for land. They underestimated us. The government, I don't know whether it's failing or not failing, but as I've seen and I noticed that our parents didn't want to tell us anything. We got our freedom in 1994, Ghana got its freedom in 1957, Nigeria got its freedom in 1960. Ghana and Nigeria are not developed, and they're developing it slowly. So maybe the government is scared that they will be compared with Ghana or any little globalized, but I feel like since there's load shedding and then there's everything, and the government is slowing down, I don't know what's right and what's wrong, as I've said. But what I know is that we are buying water. We are buying everything from them. And they made, if you know technology, my child, you need to know that technology has 5 steps. Which the first one is investigation. They came to us and then they started investigating us, where they are filming us, and then they noticed something about us that they like, which is the minerals, which is gold, same as gold, and coal, and more. And then the second step, which is design. They design how will they take the minerals without fighting with us, without causing conflict. And then the third step is that they made us to focus on TV, focus on things that, focus on gambling, focus on all of these things, focus on drugs, focus on shooting sasuba, focus on all of those things. And then they evaluated us. I know most of you think they cannot reach us. Well, they can reach us on Google Chrome, iCloud. That's when you save your things. They can get through inside that. If you know CNBS, you know that we have a reality show where there's detective and police, and detective and police, they are able to get inside Chrome and everything. So all the naked pictures that are in Google, they can reach them if they want. And the fourth step, which is communication, that's when they came and they communicated us. And that's when they went wrong, because they underestimated us, where they made the price of land become more expensive. It was supposed to be expensive, but they made it to be cheap. They made our land to be cheap, and they noticed, because they gave our forefathers a chair for a land, a mirror for land. They underestimated us. If they wanted to be king, they wanted to be king, but they knew that they couldn't be king. So the only thing they did was to choose a president. A president is also called a bribed king. I think it's bribed because the failures is not affected. The president is not affected by the failures of his people. But the king, a king is supposed to be a person who is sharing, a person with love, a person who's carrying a gene of helping others. And if ubuzofa umuntu oyi-one, people won't blame won't, unlike a president, bebazoblame ukuthi uzifele. But when it comes to a king, regardless of the cause of death, if it's of umuntu one, the only person to blame is the king. So you need to know a lot of these things, and also know about the Cossack culture, to know that that girl was always going in line doing that girl that was going in line doing, she was powerful, and they knew, since they already put the cameras there on the inline journey, they knew everything. They knew that if as an inline journey, they will go look for a very handsome young European who is muscular, who's going to take, and by that time, unfortunately, they not trade izinto zabantu abapinki, they trend izinto zethu by then. So that's why the Xhosa girl was scared of taking that guy because they asked about if I was anything. So she was hiding him to a point where she had to run away and leave her family for that European guy. So that's what our girls are doing now. They are living in a fairy tale. They read a lot of books, and they watch a lot of TV movies, and they are Princess Barbie, Princess Ntontoni, and they are looking for Prince Ntontoni, which makes them to only be in line with one person, and those person are pinky people, because the pinky people are the only ones that are acting like Prince. We are confused with our parents, and we're busy and we don't know that our girls, we have deviated from being normal also. So in order for us now to get girls, we need to be screw where we are claiming, we are saying we are owning everything, where we are not owning anything. It's sad because we are stressing about land, and we're also stressing about education. If we have food, and some will say maybe the government doesn't have enough money, maybe we don't have money. But what happens when someone gets a car accident now? Who's millions? That person will get a lot of millions. Why don't they take those millions to give us skills? Why don't they teach us maybe to fix phones? Because like the brown people are selling us, they are making us to pay 400 rand for something at 80 rand. So I went to fix my phone. My phone was broken, so I went to fix it. And then what happened was that I went to that brown person, and then I told the and then someone came to call on, because that person had already came to fix the phone. And then that person came and said, I came here to fix my phone, and my phone is not fixed, it's not charging. And then that brown person changed the charging point telephone angaboni lo muntu wangakithi, because lo muntu wangakithi beze kuzolungisa ifoni yakhe. Angaboni, so watshintsha i-charging point, wafaka i-charging point entsha. Uma sayitshintsha i-charging point angaboni, wathatha i-charge ukuthi umenza silima ukuthi akaboni ukuthi le charging point uyitshintshile, noma angabonanga uzomfolta ukuthi i-fault yakho leyenza ukuthi le phone inga-charge. And then the time wayitshintsha wamkhomba wathi yabona iyasebenza le phone, wena kodwa where that person was totally right, vele le phone bengasebenzi, and this one I just changed the screen. They just changed the screen charger, which was wrong with the brown people. But you need to know, my child, that the brown people, they are the one that came here with sugar. So we didn't have sugar. So the brown people came with sugar cane, and we love sugar cane. That's why most of our elders don't have teeth. And if you were to check from your elders, you'll see that most of us, we are losing our teeth. We are not supposed to eat sugar, but we love it, and we love our brown people. But what happened with that guy? That guy said it's no muntu wakithi fault yakhe, and then wahamba wayolanda homeless people, and then walanda a brown person, and then masakafika leyo bafike bathi bonana this guy angeke asafuneka aphinde eze la kule ndawo la ayeze la angasaphinde eze because yena uyasangana, which akasangani. I know, I've seen the brown person changing the phone charger. Why bayenze le muntu usangana? But I was quiet because I was there and I didn't want it to cause a conflict. But it went to a point where it was escalated, and I had to do something about that. And that's when I said, at the end of the day, guys, let us not stop fighting because the phone is fixed. The reason I'm saying this story is that I'm not a traitor to my kind, and I want that guy, if you can see me now and know that, because when he Muslim, but I didn't tell him then, because I knew that he was going to lose his mind, because already he was losing his mind because he was breaking glasses and angry. So talking about Amapara and the homeless people, as I've said, the past is not the past. Amapara, we are looking at like why can't we at least try to take the beans from our land and take maybe umbila and go to Lavanda shop and ask them for machine, and then we give them food. Because these people, Amapara, they are working with brown people now and they are succeeding. They are stealing our phone and they are very, very working very nicely. Why don't we help Amapara? Because they are taking drugs and our families are also taking drugs. I don't know which drugs are right. I want you, my child, to find the drugs that are right, because the elders are taking drugs and Amapara are taking drugs, and all of the drugs, they need to take them every day. Drugs ayasiza na, because if asiza, then bengafuneki sonke siwathathe, and if asiza afuneki siwathathe sonke every day. But who am I, since I'm a decent man, and I feel like Lavandu, if bathathe drugs, they become weak. There's something that you need to know, my child, which is dopamine. Dopamine is released in the body. It's an award hormone. This is an award hormone because if you do something good or if something good happens to you, the dopamine is released. And give them to them, because the way they have deviated from normal, now they will take Iponia just to get something to buy food, which means they have totally deviated from normal. And you don't know what else they can do from that. So if a person accusa or abema, dopamine release, and if the dopamine release, yajabula. So if I jabula, although if it's drugs, uzolala again, because the dopamine release. And then this dopamine also happens to sports or betting. If you bet or gamble, just for the fact that you did something, and you feel like your teams are going to win, dopamine is released because my team are going to win. Maybe I can get this money so that I can do something for my family. So let dopamine, just for bet, also gives you dopamine, which is also bad. It's also bad. But we teenagers are cool, we like it. The next thing we know everything, there's nothing on my channel because we had like South cool, and when we are still aware that in the Monday Timber, you know that it don't see that if you attend with Indies on season, even when it comes to medicine or anything, if you can convince your brain that this thing will help you, it will definitely help you. So, Dr. Lapindo, listen to things when as a child that you need to know. We don't learn financial literacy, where I was from this, you need to save money to buy grocery, money for transport, maybe to go to work or anything. I was from those things, but you need to know. They don't teach us a credit score. They can, I'm not saying in most cases, but some of them, in most of our schools, they don't even teach us credit score. You need a credit score. The reason we deny credit score is that the credit score is you qualify to get a loan or you qualify to buy a car. But instead our banks are sending us useless messages that are not helping us with anything. And they don't teach us tax, but when we work or when we open our businesses we are taxed. How is that fair? And there's something that's happening to our culture when it comes to funeral cover. I'm happy with life cover where you leave money for your kids, but funeral cover where zonke ihlobo zizongihleka ukuthi sizozavele angazi zokuphumela or they come into compartment, but at the end of the day I'm the one that I have to buy them food. Ngilimele ngishonelwe, but funa ngiqede ngithengele nani nonke ukudla ukuthi nidle, funa ngiqede ngisatisfy my needs enu, but nize kuzongicomforta. Is the past? Are we helping each other or are we pushing each other down? If we are helping each other, then the family should be the one that's responsible, not the same person. Imagine where the only money, let's say, is isize ukuthi ifamily ikhuphuke or funa isize school fees sebantwana, but unfortunately sifuna isize because we live like beggars, but we want to die like kings and queens, which is also not fair. And if we were to talk about our party, we are partying with friends, we prefer friends, we do everything with friends. But the other races, they don't party with their friends, they party with family to go to our universities. When they do parties or everything, the other races, the brown people, the picking people, they don't have. Why us black are the one? What's wrong with our influencers? our influencers are different than them. Our influencers, if we were to look at the influencers, if we were to talk about influencers, their influencers are different. But our influencers, they will come and tell us that we should carry on date, carry on some says, that's our influencers, that's what they want us to do. They want us to focus on that. But their influencers are different. They are nice. So reality is a product of chance. It's just like the Izanami and the Izanaki, where the Izanami is meant to stop the Izanaki, where the Izanaki will put you to you need to stop, because we are all opposite people, and you need to know that our opposite people are from the same coin. So if we succeed, or if we were to succeed, we can only succeed through working together. As Nelson Mandela said, that we must work together. And my child, you need to know that if you hurt someone, you will be hurted. But if you do good to others, you won't be hurted. And if someone hurts you, now you will hate that person. Because you have to do. So if you need to love other people. I'm an ordinary man who is driven by vengeance through the name of justice, trying my level best to not bring further vengeance. Because even if we were to talk about the Bible it says that in Exodus that there's a generational curse where from the first to the third or fourth generation you get afflicted if you end up in the long run. But sometimes, don't you think that the Bible can be Greek? Because we know that the Bible was also written by Greek people. That's why people from the Bible, they're always fighting. So my child, I want you to be able to be isolate, or to be able to see something from the Bible that's causing conflict. Because if the Bible was right, people from church were not supposed to fight. So also the Bible could be right. As I said, the past is not the past. And I was really hoping that Inganism will know and see this different, because if you know the past, you can foretell the future, and if you can foretell the future, you will understand that human beings can never